Yo! Let's go. Let's rock. Oh, wicked. How is everyone doing? Yeah. Nice. Oh, quality. Right, okay, mic is not muted. Okay, I just had this sudden panic that I did that awesome introduction and it was like, oh, by the way, it was all entirely wasted. Yes, I have. I was going to say I've actually been absorbed by the computer and it's kind of like a lawnmower man thing where I'm now actually in the internet creating games. But no, yeah, I thought I would get a green screen. Yeah, I know, like, to be honest, I was testing it on a different screen. I think I was testing it on this screen and it kind of looked okay, but now on there it's looking a little I'm looking a little bit pasty. I'm gonna have a little play around. Let's have a look. How do I do all this? No, I do know. No, don't worry. Let's have a look. It's one of these things, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's looking a little bit too. I think it's all to do with this number. So if I move this down a little, let's try 450. Yeah, that's a bit better, isn't it? We'll stick with that. Yeah, I've still got a slightly transparent look about me, but you know, it's all right. Okay, rock and roll. Now I've just got to work out why the chat box isn't actually coming up. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll just accept that we don't have a chat box today. Anyway, rock and roll. How are you doing though, KO2 fan? Yes, you are right, actually. Hold on. If I go try and angle ever so slightly. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, wicked. Yeah, so if I'm 100% honest, it's been way too long since I've been wanting to stream for a while, but I've just had a few too many things on, and and it is weird because I'm a big fan of Awesome Games Done Quick. I'm always thinking, well, why would I stream during Awesome Games Done Quick? Because everyone would want to just be watching Awesome Games Done Quick instead of me. So I thought, no, I'm going to just enjoy Awesome Games Done Quick and get back to it. Now, as you probably have like realised, I've been working a bit on Boxitaire, mainly just getting a sort of global leaderboard, which is quite cool. I had a call out at work on Saturday afternoon. I worked through until yesterday. So, oh wow! Oh my gosh! No, fair play. Yeah. No, cool. So yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, it's good to see you though, man. Or like, yeah. So anyway, right, what have we got planned today? Yes, awesome. Okay. What we I think we're almost done with making cards. We're obviously going to make more cards in the future, but I think this is going to be the last episode where I make cards. I actually realised I haven't got the our beloved delete this script. Right. I need to actually boot this up, but I can actually look at a few other things whilst I'm waiting. Maybe. Let's have a look. No, maybe not. So we need to. I've got to have a look at a few more cards which I have made. I've done a few pictures. I can't remember if I've actually done the card images, but we'll find out. Definitely should have had this loaded up. I had plenty of time. I just forgot. Right. I can't actually get rid of that one. No worries. Right. So, yeah, we're going to create... No, I mean, like, the thing is, the only slight problem with calling it delete this script is I actually forget what its purpose is. It's like, I normally give good creative names to all my scripts so that I can be like, oh yes, it means this. Whereas I can't remember what it does. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's the thing that records all the important information that we need. Yep. Okay, wicked. Yeah, we actually do need this for this next card that we're going to make. So, right. Wicked, cool, awesome. I'm going to be a little bit lazy when I create the card for it. It's just the most... Yes. Right. Yeah. Like, I mean... Okay, so where are we? Rumpletown. So, what I've got is text... totems. We're going to make another totem card. At the moment, we only have Angry Chuck. And that is... I think I was originally going to call it Army Camp, but I was thinking Angry Chuck sounds better. Yeah, it's purely because I was trying to work out, like, because I decided on totems... like, this is why I've changed a few of the things. So, this is giving me some grief. But this is WordPad for you. But the basic, what I'm looking to do today is make a strategy camp, which I'm probably going to rename and call Strategy Totem, or something else, if we can come up with a better name. But the idea is you play it and you keep the leftmost card at the end of your turn, so you essentially have more options at the beginning of next turn. Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's what we're going to work on today. I think this might take a little while. Now, I've already done the pictures for it. I think, yeah. So if we go back here, totems. Yeah. So. It's really nothing that special, but like the idea is like he's going to do a bit of an animation where he's throwing a card over, and let's have a look. I just want to check that I've actually got this correct. Yeah, this is fine. Right, I'm going to move this over and I'm going to drag this back on. We can keep that. We've got this. Okay, yeah, we're in business. Okay. So where are we? So we've got sprites, totems. Damn! I wish I could come up with a better name. We're just okay. It's just going to be strategy totem. I can't think of anything better. But yeah, strategy totem. And we're just dragging these all on to the screen. That shouldn't take too long. Right. Okay. Awesome. Okay. And I just got to remember what sizes I've made them. 1 to 8. Okay, so let's turn all of these into 1 to 8. filter mode, point, and compression none, and apply. Sweet. Okay. One thing that I haven't actually done is it's going to be a card that you play and you create the totem. Now, it's been a little while since I've actually come back to this project because obviously I want to do all of this on stream. So, like the last few days, so I'm kind of reorientating myself with all this stuff. So, I'm going to actually look at what I do with the angry Chuck totem and then just kind of try and remind myself how everything goes. Right, so and the next thing we need to do, it's going to be something slightly boring that I could have done already, but I completely forgot. We need to create a card for the angry Chuck totem. So that shouldn't be too difficult. Right, did that work? Was that one of those double clicks? Okay, yeah, I think it is loading up. That's fine. Right, so yeah, just need to bring up Asaprite. And where are we? I close it down again. Rumpletown, card sprites. Sorry, I'm opening it on the other side. So while Asaprite is loading up, I'm just going to get this card art. It's not actually that one. I picked the wrong one. It's I think it's this one here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got to work out which one is the this one here. I'm just going to get a duplicate of that and move it all the way to the end so it doesn't mess anything up too much. And oh yeah, I did something quite clever there. That's where I kind of, yeah, I'm going to do, basically it's going to be it's going to look the same as this, except for it's going to have the strategy totem on. So I just need to open, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, right, and now we can squidge all of this down. If I just go flatten, you just got to make sure you don't save it after you've flattened. So Control C. Now, which one is the layer? It's that one there. So Control V. Yeah, he's not as happy as Angry Chuck. Okay, now we're just going to work on getting. Let's have a look. How does that look? That looks okay. So I'm basically pressing Shift O to give an outline to everything, and so I'm pressing Shift O again. And what I'm going to do now is we're going to pick. Let's have a look. What's the actual easiest way of doing this? We're going to yeah, turn this go. So this is the alpha setting. We want the alpha to go down a little bit. So maybe 2. I think there is actually a technical. I think it's 192 is what I should be doing. 192. Okay. So now we've got a slightly less alpha, and if I press Shift O again, it defaults back to the big one, to the to that. That's okay. We just need to go 192. Okay, and then yeah. So I realise this is quite mundane. Apologies here. But I've got to say, Asaprite is just really good. I'm not sponsored by Asaprite, but if I was, it would, you know, I would, yeah, definitely back it up. It's just absolutely brilliant. Right, so, okay. I say that while I'm finding something really annoying in it, but like, this is a really specific thing that I'm looking to do. 1, 2, 8. And then we'll do one with just what's 1 to 8? 64. Right. $64. And 4. Right, sweet. Okay, now I'm going to save that. I want to close that. Don't save. And I want to save this as PNGs. Okay. So now we should just have, I can get rid of this altogether. And we open up, let's have a look. Yeah, so we've got this card now that we're going to use. I'm excited because, like, this is one of those times where, like, kind of, sometimes I sort of have a plan. It's just, so I've created a new system of waking up, of, like, when you actually wake up, actually getting up straight away, because a problem which I've been having is I normally wake up and then I stay in bed for half an hour or an hour and I'm just like, I can't. Whereas I've come up with a new system and it seemingly works. It is quite cool. So yeah, like, and I just haven't quite had the energy to be streaming, because I've had opportunities to do it, but I've just haven't had the energy. Whereas today I'm just feeling like let's rock. Anyway, so we got this card. Let's do another sort of quite mundane thing. We're going to create a new card, which we're going to call Strategy Totem 01. And I've just got to actually look at all the stuff because I can't remember what it is. So, where are we? We are over here. That's it. I think, let's have a look. I think what it's going to do, I'm actually going to change it slightly. I want it to be keep your left two most cards for all of them, but the mana cost is. But the only way that it upgrades is the mana cost is going to be less. So it's going to be 2, 1, then 0. I think it's going to start getting detrimental if you start keeping loads of cards. Because what I also want to deal with is the concept that if you have more than 10 cards, any cards that are drawn just go straight to the discard pile. So I think, yeah. So let's go start putting all this information in. So the mana cost is 2, the card level is 1, the card text is going to be it's going to be keep your left. Sorry, I'm dragging this over because it just makes life a bit easier. Home. Keep your left two most cards. Now, I'm trying to work out. So I think card type is totem. So I don't actually need to put Vanquish because it's a totem. It knows that it can only be played once. The key ints are 2. No, sorry, are 1, 1, and I think Misk. This might not be necessary at all, but so if I just Control C, Control V, V. I can't work out. I just think it would make sense to keep this in separate categories. That's fine. Okay, that's looking mostly good. Is there anything here that I would need to know? No, I think we're fine. Okay, so now we just need to make the leveled up versions of each of them, which are going to be exactly the same, except for the mana cost is lower. So we can get rid of. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself. We don't need this word pad anymore. Oh yeah, so we also need the sprite, which is going to be. I think it's just that, isn't it? Let's just double check. Is my head in the way? Yes, it is, but I can move my head out the way. Wow. Yeah, that's the right picture. Right, let's go. Okay. Right. Okay. So we've made this card here, which is cool. Strategy totem. We just got to make the leveled up version. So strategy totem 2. the mana cost is 1 and the card level is 2, and everything else stays the same because, yeah, I think it's more of a sort of preference thing. I think I would just rather, because this is really good if you can get it down, but it's like, and if it costs 0, then suddenly it's just like a freebie. It's like a yes, fantastic. I think I'm happy with that. Brilliant. So that's good, and we're going to duplicate it again, and we've got the level 3 version. So the mana cost is going to be 0, and the card level is going to be 3. And I think that's everything. Right, yes, okay. Right, now we need to actually... Now, I mean, like, what we've done is we've done all the easy bits. Now we've got the difficult bit to do. So I think, first off, we want to actually create the totem. We want to just work on putting the card in the deck and then making it so that it creates the totem, and then it does nothing else, right? We just want to see if we can create the totem, and then we'll get it to actually do things. Right. So I can't remember how I do all this, so let's go. We're going to go on to scripts, probably card scripts, individual. We've got one for totem. Let's go. Okay, so hopefully this will... oh yeah, so summon totem. Oh, fantastic. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So the totem name. Oh wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Create totem. Oh. Okay. It looks like I've done quite a lot of this already. My goodness. Okay. Yeah, this is absolutely fine. Okay. Create totem. So we actually need to go to the totem master script. Go to definition. What's happening over here? We're creating the totem. This is the routine that we go through. This is get the totem sprites. Okay, so we just need case strategy totem. And we're just going to Control C and paste that, and we just change this to I think strategy totem sprites. Let's just find out where it is. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I think I'll rename this to sprites for consistency. So now we just need to copy this path. So this will get access to all of these bad boys. Oh, I can see I can see a slight problem here, and I know what the problem is, and I'll fix this as... What's the easiest way of fixing this? No, you know what? I think the easiest way is if I just select all of these. I've realised that I've actually... I just need to select all of the ones that don't have zeros by them, because they're just essentially clones. Okay. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Okay. Right. That's fine. Okay. So where are we? Oh yeah. Copy this path. Let's go put it in here. I quite like this because, yeah, like I say, it's been a little while since I've used this, and I've made it easy on myself. I think I've actually made it quite nice. Because like I say, I can't remember exactly everything that I've done here, but it looks like I've made it so that it's easy to put like extra totems in. So we are getting very close now. So now, what we're looking to do is, let's have a look. So this is good. This is all solid. We're going to save this. Create totem routine. So now I'm just going to look at what I've done with Angry Chuck. Find all references. So we're going to just copy and paste this. Control C. Keep scrolling. V. This is, yeah, and hopefully we just change everything. So this is, I think the key number is going to be 2, because that's how many cards. And to be fair, on reflection, because it's going to do the same thing, strategy totem. Oh, and I just realised something that we haven't done. We haven't actually given the name strategy totem yet. That's something that I need to do. So, but I'll change that in a sec. Sorry, sometimes I'm talking to myself. Sometimes I'm thinking, I just realised something that we haven't done. So I think we can get rid of all this and all this. Okay. Right. I think that's all we need to do. So if ever we want to ever change this card up, it will be easy. We just need to put a switch statement. But regardless of its level, it still has the same effect. The only advantage that we're having is that it costs less, and that won't be reflected here. Okay, so save that. Let's go. Strategy totem. Right. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's fine. Right, so now I've just realised one thing. Yeah, it's just as I'm... At no point we've actually said the card is strategy totem. We've just... or we have, but not in the correct place. So... card name here. This is the important part. So I'm essentially, hopefully... strategy totem. Okay. Oh. That should be okay. I realised that if I press enter, is that going to actually mean that it's the next line? But I don't know. So yeah, strategy totem. Right. Okay. So in theory, we can just add it to our deck, and see what happens. Like, I think I'm you know, again, it's like, I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but I don't know if it's going to necessarily work. But let's go. Let's go. Okay. Right. So I've put 3, maybe 4. I can't remember. I've put a few in, so we're going to give it a play. See what happens. So, oh, what I should have done. Okay. I know what the problem is I didn't actually scale it down, but which that's very easily fixed. But let's just see if it does create a totem. Okay, that's looking good. Will the next one stack on top if we get another one? Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Cool. Right, now I just want to see. So let's go. It would have. Okay, it's fine. Sorry, it's like sometimes I think, oh, what I should have done was click. I should have actually clicked on that artwork so I could edit it, but I can do it from now. I just need to change this one here. So 128 point filter and none and apply. That's good. Okay. And so what I also want to do is check that they actually stack on top of each other if you have like angry chuck. So we're going to add a few angry chucks because in theory they should, but I don't know if... Let's just find out. You know, just because it's been a little while. Angry chuck 1. Yeah, because I want to see if you can have one, then another, then another. Just check that it does work. Oh yeah, I realised these life bars look a little weird because you don't need this. You don't need the actual numbers there, and you don't need this number behind here. Okay, so we've got a strategy totem. Let's go play it. The strategy totem that at the moment does absolutely nothing. Right, now let's see if we can put one of these on top. It's looking pretty good. and one of these on top again. And now we've got to see if if the angry track is still working after we've still placed all the other totems. Yep, only that one is animating and it's still creating the 12. Okay, fantastic. Right, now, again, we're still dancing around the difficult part. How are we actually going to get it so that we keep all the cards? Right, anyway. Okay, I think it's where we had... I think we've got a Totem Master script here. And now I'm just going to Control MO, close everything here. Get totem, that's not that one. I think it's where here we've got get extra attack total. We're going to have a another function which does something similar to this, which I'm just going to literally Control C, just copy and paste. But it's, instead of it being get extra attack total, it's going to be get number of cards to keep. Okay. Get number of cards to keep. So for this will just be strategy totem. So it's going to cycle through all our totems, find out which ones are called strategy totem, and then it's going to get that totem in, which should be 2, because we set it to 2 earlier, and they will animate if need be, and then we're returning the extra. We probably better not call it extra attack. We'll rename it to number of cards to keep. Okay. So what we now need to do is when we get to the discard phase, we need to call this function and find. I love it because I've actually done all the work. It's you know part of making because I think when we actually put Angry Chuck in place, that took us quite a long time. Whereas I feel like I've done so much groundwork with this that now that I've made a new totem, it's so much easier to do. So right, so now we've got to work out when we're getting to the discard phase. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close all but this, and then we're going to find. There's lots of ways I could do this. I think we're going to play. There's plenty of ways I could do this, and this isn't the best way. I just want to get access to the discard. Sorry, not that. I want to get access to here. Discard pile, edit script. And I'm kind of hoping. No, it's right. It might be on the hand script because I've just got to work out, because I know there's a function where it is literally discard all cards. Discard hand. That's what we were after. Right, we found it. Okay, let's just stop this because that'll cause us grief later if we leave it open. Discard hand. Okay. Okay. So, how many times find all references? So, discard end of. This is the end of turn routine. Discard hand. Fantastic. Okay. And what exactly is going on? So. Right, so this is going to be a little bit tricky. Sorry, my phone's going off, I apologise. Right. So we need basically access to this. So totem master script dot instance dot get number of cards to keep. So we know int number of cards to keep equals that. So is this as easy? Is this as, I mean, is this as easy as literally me just doing this? Like I don't know. I need to actually break it down. I'm not just gonna jump in and be like, that looks about right. So what would normally happen is it would discard the entire hand. So it would wait till the count is. It would literally go through each one and discard them all and remove them. Now, I think the only thing that might be... I don't know if this is actually going to discard, if it's 0, if it's going to discard the left cards or the right cards. I think... So, yeah, because I can't remember exactly how they're added. But I think we just give it a shot. I think what we do is... Okay. Right. I have no idea if this is going to work. It'll be pretty cool if it does. I mean, it should work in theory, but I just don't know if it's going to discard the left or the rightmost cards. But I think we actually just play around with it, see if it works. So it can't be this easy. It can't be this easy. Okay. It would have been really useful had we had it in our opening hand. Here we go. Strategy totem. Right. So what we're hoping to happen is these two cards stay in the hand and these two get discarded, and then this moves forward, and then we draw 5 more cards and we'll total and have 7. Let's go. Oh, just worked, didn't it? Right, fantastic. Okay. All right. Okay. But no, I know it sounds like I'm disappointed. I'm really happy. I just didn't think it was going to work. So, okay. Oh, are we just done then? Is that everything? We just completely sorted. Okay. Admittedly, the ones on the right, if I did make it the right hand cards, that means that you could select particular cards that you want to actually stay in. Whereas, let me just do this. It means these ones will stay. And then... Now, I can't remember if I've dealt with if you have more than 10 cards. So in theory, we should be getting up to 11 here. I can't remember if I've dealt with the fact that if you have more than 10, it goes straight to the discard pile. So let's find out. No, it still does add to your hand. So I just want to check. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I want to make sure that you can't have more than 10 cards. So, I mean, I'll be honest. I think I've tackled this a lot quicker than I realised. There's obviously a little tweaks. Like, we could make it that it's always the right-hand cards, which shouldn't be too difficult. But what we need to do now is try and make it so that when we're drawing a card, if your hand is already size 10, like has 10 cards in it, then it goes straight to being discarded. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but let's just play around, see if we can get there. Right, so it was probably in... let me close all this. Let's get rid of this. Add card. Let's go find all the references. So what's actually happening here? Okay, so that's where it draws 5, that's fine. Yeah, so I think we actually do it right at the core. So there's lots of different functions that are essentially reaching this conclusion here. So cards in hand. Yeah, so if we're adding a card, so if cards in hand dot count is less than 10, then we're going to do all this. And we're going to have else discard it. Right, with exclamation marks. How are we going to actually do that though? So will it be as simple as card script dot discard so actually I think it should be fine. Just having a quick look. I'm trying to work out because what's actually happening here. Oh, so I think we could, instead of actually just doing this, I think we might be able to get away with this. The only problem is I kind of want to make sure that the hand script is still considered busy while it's discarding, but I don't even know if that's necessary. So let's just see how this works. So we're intentionally trying to overdraw so that we discard excess cards. I am looking really transparent, aren't I? Yeah. Right. So let's give this a try. So all we need to do is just play 1 and 2 at turn and play this one here. So now in theory we're going to keep these 6 on the right. Oh no, sorry, these 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's going to get discarded. 4 more cards are going to be added, and then the 5th one should discard, but I don't know what that's going to look like. So let's give it a shot. So that's discarded. Fantastic. All right. Ah, okay. I think it did work. I just want to ideally. Let's have a look. Okay. I think ideally as well, if we have 10 cards, we probably want to squeeze it in a little bit, because it's covering everything else. So I might even try and... I'm going to see how easy it is to come up with a sort of system where the more cards you have, the more it sort of squeezes in. I don't know how easy that's going to be. So I believe this has worked. So yeah, so now what happens now? End turn. Yeah. I think it has. It has just simply worked. It simply worked. It hasn't. I was hoping there was going to be some cool little animation where it was going to discard. I also want to check. Oh, hold on. If it's been discarded, is it actually just deleting it altogether? I don't know. So if that is the case, then we're going to start running out of cards. Oh, we're done. Game over. Okay, I think this has worked. It's ideally I do want some sort of animation to have the discard card kind of move over, but that's fine. Yeah. So what we are going to do though, now that I think of it, that's the thing. It's like it's like fresh ideas and stuff. We've created a card in a really quite complex card with difficult things in a surprisingly short amount of time. I think I want to actually work on making the hand, the distance between the cards of the hand, be sort of lowered. Yeah, so have a shorter distance between the hands of the cards if you have more cards in your hand. So let's actually. The reason I'm starting again is just so I can get access to. We already have the hand script, so don't worry. I'm hoping this is going to be pretty easy. So we've got new modulate. Oh, of course, I remember this. Let's have a look. So while modulating, we are cycling through everything, and the local position of... Ooh. Oh, is this going to be as easy as I think it is? Oh, this might be really easy. Oh, no, maybe not. Right. So, no, not quite. So, I think it's a matter of just making the target vex, like however we're changing these target vex, because this is like essentially the vector in which it's going to move to. However we're changing it, we just need to compensate for the number of cards that are... So set modulation vex, okay. So let me get rid of this. Oh my gosh. I realised I did quite a lot of work into this. I can't remember what's going on here. So, it's... Oh yeah, threshold crossed. Okay. This might be slightly more difficult than I thought. So okay. I'm going to do a little function here. Switch cards in hand dot count, and we're going to have a float, which is called distance shortener, equals 0, 0.0f. Alright, case 10. Okay. So this will be... I kind of want to make it look a little better than this, but... so we're going to have one for 9 and 8, and maybe one for 7 as well. Actually, if I do that 0.2, 0.15, 0.1 and 0.05, 0.05. Right, I love it if this works. I've got faith. I reckon this will just simply work. Okay. So, yeah, this... Oh, hey! Oh, Glisten, how you doing? yeah, sorry, it's been a while. Basically, I haven't been feeling 100%, and there was also Awesome Games Done Quick, which is like my favourite event of the year. It's just awesome, where you just watch other people speed running games, which is just awesome. I'm trying to do something quite complex, where when you have the cards fanned out, if you have like loads of cards, it sort of moves in a little bit. Yeah, I know. Like, and it's still not working great. Let's be honest. Oh yeah. By the way, it doesn't like. It's very unlikely this will be the case. But if ever I was working in a studio or something, this would be the biggest fire hazard in the world. Because if I need to go to the toilet, it is, or if I need to leave for any reason, I essentially like. I'm being blocked in by the green screen. It's quite funny. Like, kind of... if ever like, it will be... Like, there is no smooth, easy way of actually leaving this current spot. So I have to almost accept that I'm destined to remain here forever. Okay. So, now, I don't think this is actually... the more I look at this, the more I don't actually know if this is going to work. So, I mean, I was quite happy with all this, but I don't know if this actually fits in... so we've got to work out the... okay, so at the moment I've just created this for no reason, but I think this will be useful in a sec. Right, so what we're actually going to do right now, I'm going to press the... That does actually make sense. The only problem is sometimes, like, I quite like to do coding and be able to... I've got... Yeah, no, I mean, that actually is quite a good idea. I genuinely haven't considered that. It will mean I won't have my PC in my room, and I quite like having my PC in my room. But that is a genuine consideration. I might sort of have a little sort of dabble. You know, like sometimes I'm like, I sort of say things that'll be like, oh, that's just you're just saying that but that could actually genuinely be actually a good idea. Right. Yeah. Right. So we want to work out what the distance between each card is, and work out where we get that number from. So currently it's 1.5. There's 1.5 between each one. So so what we kind of want to do is Control F. I think if I do look for 0.75, does that card come up? Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely fine. Oh, this is it. This is it. This is the one. We found it. We've conquered it. Rah! Okay, everything's awesome. Okay, so I wasn't going crazy. This is useful. It just wasn't useful here. Get return of that. Okay, so where we've got this 0.75, why is this so confusing? Have I really made this as confusing? Okay. Let's have a look exactly what I'm trying to do here. I can't remember. You know when you kind of look back at code that you did a while ago and you're thinking, what was I thinking? What is going on here? Okay, right. Let's have a look. So the hand trans dot local position. So return back equals that local position plus I times that. This looks significantly more confusing than it really needs to be. However, okay, but I'm going to work with it. So it's I think I see what's going on here. So what it's doing is it's summoning it on the far left plus 0.75 for however many cards you've got in hand. Okay, I kind of get that. So I think we need to kind of alter this number and alter this number. So minus 1.5. So if we have this in brackets as well, plus distance shortener, and this one will be minus distance shortener over 2. I mean, what I've done is I've got a really complicated line of code which I didn't understand and added more elements to make it more confusing. I have a feeling this might work. I just... Okay, let's give it a shot. Like, if this does work, then I'm hoping that everyone's going to be like whoa, oh my gosh, where did he come up with this? This is like next level. This is incredible. I don't think it will work, but let's see if it does. Okay, let's go. So at the moment, the cards should, in theory, arrive as normal, which is what we were expecting. Now, I'm just going to do 1. So it's going to keep 2. Okay, now we're going to do all of these. Alright, so in theory, it should squidge them all together. It didn't, but what if I do this? Hold on. Is the distance still exactly the same? Let's have a look. Oh, maybe it... So what's the actual distance between each of them? Oh no, it's still 1.5, so I'm definitely missing something. Yes, you are completely right. You are entirely right. That is exactly what I need. I should actually, yeah, I should get one. I think because that puts more. It makes the green screen more amplified, so you don't get any of this sort of hold on. This sort of fuzziness around here. Yeah, I think I should do that at some point. Yeah. That's definitely on my sort of like list of things that I'm looking to do. Right. Oh man, how cool would it have been had it just worked? Right. So what we're going to do as well is I'm just going to have a debug.log over here, which is going to be distance shortener. So I just want to see if it's if it is affecting. Right, let's go. Oh. Okay. It looks like this, whatever's doing this isn't actually being called at any point. Let's just double check. Let me just do this and this. It feels like I might have just picked some redundant code. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I think I've done some beautiful, wonderful code on something that isn't actually being used. I just kind of assumed it was. Let's go find all these references. Oh, it's just not being used. That's why no reference has been found. You've done. I can see you've done some You've done some good stuff here, but none of this is relevant. Okay, don't worry. Right, distance shortener. You're still with me in spirit. We're going to stick together. We're going to find out where we actually need to go. Kind of like I was kind of hoping. I would. So hold on. That's interesting. So that's just not used at any point. Yeah. Home. Yeah. I was. I just kind of assumed this is going to have a I know that modulation, right? I don't want to bring up that scary word modulation. But I know that. Yeah, I know that I spent quite a long time getting this all to work and stuff. So get return vec. So I think we just need to work out. So go to definition, set return vec. At what point are we doing that? This is the main thing that we were looking to do. So if we find all references, right. So where are we actually doing it? We're doing it in the add card routine, which makes sense. We're doing it in the add card routine. Oh, hold on. We've done it. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. And we're doing it in there. Okay. So, at all these points where we're changing these return vecs, this is where we needed to do all the stuff in the first place. So, so let's go for, yeah, okay, that's fine. So where we've got this return vec here, we need to fit in. Oh yeah, right, we've got it here. Okay. So we've created this distance shortener, and this actually looks better. This looks a bit cleaner, to be honest. I think this will, yeah. I think this is why I abandoned that other code. So now, let me just change a couple of things. We're going to divide all these by 2 because it makes sense. Let me just put a 0 there. I just want to kind of make sure all these numbers line up. So, why are we dividing by 2? Because we've only actually got this 0.75 to deal with. And because we know the distance between each card is 1.5, this is the thing that's determining the distance, and it's 0.75. Oh, hold on. Yeah, okay. I think this is fine. Minus distance shortener. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to copy this. Right. It looks like I have got this ugly bit again. But that's okay. Right, this is going to look a little ugly. If it works, then we're kind of sorted. If not, then yeah, then I'll kind of like go into a bit more detail as to what I'm doing. And if this gives us loads of grief, then oh, hang on. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, if it gives us absolutely loads of grief, then we know that we can just get rid of it. And so what I also want to do here is have the debug.log distance shortener plus distance shortener dot toString. So we have got yeah, like the thing which I'm a bit scared of is that the actual new card that gets added is going to be in a different place because I use slightly different code here than I do here. Yeah. Okay. So, why am I scrolling up and down repeatedly? Actually, what I really should do, just to make life a little bit easier on myself, I am going to Control C, copy this, and then Control Z. It's fine. Undo all of this. Okay, now I kind of want to put this in green and then paste this. So we've still got this because I just kind of, I don't want to, I should have, this is what I should have done to begin with. So I've got this in green. So if everything goes wrong and this distance shortener starts giving us some grief, we know that we've got this to fall back on and everything will be fine. But we're going to give this a go and I need to do a little bit of see. Nope, not quite. I need to get all this as well. Right. Okay, so we've got hold of this. Now, okay. Right. Oh yeah, I still want to have debug.log. Okay, right. So if I was to make a calculation, I reckon the chances this works absolutely first time, no problems. I reckon we're going to go for about 22%, right? So, and I think that if I was a gambling man, I'd be like, or if I was actually working the bookies, I'd be like, 22% seems about accurate, right? So, is he going to hit? Come on, right? I'm rooting for this 22%. I think we got a chance. Okay, no problem so far. Okay, right, and we've got this on our side as well. Okay, so in theory, none of these cards should be discarded. And ooh, okay, all right. 1, 2. I don't actually know if it's working at all. We have called this, so now we've just played this. So these 6 should stay. It has actually shrunk it down, hasn't it? Oh my word. Okay, right. I mean, it probably isn't as exciting as it looks, but trust me, this is really exciting. This is brilliant. Okay, fantastic. What we could probably do with just making it squidge a little bit more. But this works. This is fantastic. Right, because before, all of these cards... Oh, right, okay, now, if we play cards... Oh, this actually draws more cards, which confuses things slightly. Okay, let's go start playing some cards, trying to empty our hand. And we might need some mana to be able to do it. Yeah, okay. Enter. Oh, of course, yes. So I think this does actually work, you know. Right. I think all we need to do is squidge it in just a little bit more. So when it gets to 10, instead of being 0.1, what if we made that, say, 0.15? And that to 1. Oh. Let's give that a try. This will be crazy. I mean, like, I think this might squidge it in too much, but let's have a look. I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, yes. I would have definitely, had I been a gambling man, I would have been like, no, just go with the safe 78%. There's no way it works, but it looks like it actually is. Okay, all right. Oh, that's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's as if it hasn't moved in at all. Let's actually just check that this has actually done something. So we're looking at this here, this x value here. This is the distance between each one. So it's 1.3. I mean, that's close enough. That's a terrible... I should never use the expression that's close enough, so don't worry about it. I don't know. Let me just try. Okay. Right. Where am I? Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Have I? Is this going to work? So yeah, because like at the moment it's just we don't want it to cover all of this. Right. So. Because the distance is lower, I think. Yeah, it's lowered to 1.3. I think it's 1.3. The X is... Yeah, so basically, sorry, I'll explain the whole... Sorry, I'll start from the beginning, because I've just been talking like a madman. We have our hand here, and this is holding all of our card game objects. What I'm finding a little bit annoying is that these cards on the far right are sort of covering over the discard pile, and the player is going to probably want to see how many cards are in the discard pile, how many are in the draw pile, blah 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 blah. I thought it'd be a good idea that if you have, and we've got at the moment, I believe 10 cards, but let me just confirm: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 cards. I want them to sort of squidge in slightly. And I've done that by having a number here that's called a distance shortener. That essentially does all of that. That essentially we fit it in these key opportune points, which mean that it actually shrinks down the distance. In fact, let's go do the maths here. So in theory, right, let me just get this confirmed, because we can actually do a bit of maths while we're here. So number, let's just say number 0, right, that is card element 0. Let me just, okay, card element 0. Let's go put this actually into this machine over here. Oh, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. Don't worry. Relax. Relax. You got this. Everything's fine. I know what I've done. I've just changed the numbers in the discard part. So we just need to get all of this. In fact, let's just go copy this whole thing here. We're probably going to find this is a bit too big now, but let's find out. Let me just quickly not save it. Let's stop here. Okay, right. So I think this will look a bit too squidged, but I would rather it look too squidged, and then we can edit it and make it look better. Right, so this distance shortener should be basically the number that's dealing with the X coordinate on the position of the card. And so I think this is going to look a little bit ridiculous now, but let's have a look. Right, okay. The answers were in the debug log as well, all along. Okay, right. So this is still working fine. I don't mean to complain. But it's happened far too many times that I haven't drawn this. Like, Unity was supposed to come up with a good RNG system. Okay, right, here we go. Is it going to shrink down too much? Oh, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. Now, I want to check that when we lose a card, it does open up. So I want to play as many cheap cards as I can. All of these cards make me draw cards. No. Angry Chuck. Different strategy. And kick off. And it looks like the distance, it is actually fanning out. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is actually looking okay. Keen Archer. And now, if this, I should actually draw a card. Or two. Yeah. You know what? I'm kind of fine with that. One thing which I don't really want to deal with now, but I will have to deal with at some point, is I want the player to know when, like, he's drawing cards, that, like, if he's got 10 cards, I want them to know that the card's been discarded, because it seems to just happen very quickly. So actually, you know what? It shouldn't be too hard. Right, let's go get rid of these debugs. It looks like we've done this, boys. Okay, fantastic. Right, so yeah, so the problem which I had before was I changed all these numbers, but these numbers here only dealt with when you're removing a card, and so I basically had to put the same value. And what I could, yeah, so I just forgot to change the values here as well, and this is when the cards are being added. So I've now put them in, and it's seemingly all good. We can get rid of this as well. Right, brilliant. Okay, so yeah, sorry, that's a good win. I'm happy with that. What were we going to do now? Oh yeah, we're going to make sure that oh. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I just want to make sure that when that's a really good question. So this is one of those sort of like big things where I could spend a long time talking about it. To my understanding, like, well, as far as games go, you know, it's like I've enjoyed Diablo 2. It's great. I've played Hearthstone quite a lot, so I don't know what you're talking about. I think they're fine. Yes. But like it's one of those sort of slightly difficult topics. The idea is I want people to like from years from now they'll be like, oh, how did this legend make such a great card drafting game that's very similar to Slay the Spire, that isn't a rip-off of Slay the Spire, that's actually a great game. No, now we're bringing into the terrible dark dealings of what Activision and Blizzard have done. It's like and I'll be like, oh gosh, is this, you know, like overall it's some of the things that they've done have been quite unruly and unethical, but I can't really go into too much detail, to be honest. Right, so what's actually happening in this discard routine? Oh. I think the slight problem that we've got, and it shouldn't be too hard to deal with, is we're going to have a... So when we're discarding, what we need to do is have a bool which is discard straight from deck equals false. Okay, and then we're going to put this one here discards. Put this as an argument, and then we're just going to simply have Control C, Control V. Oh, really? Oh, that's entirely new. Sorry, I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking about all the terrible sexual harassment misconducts that we're dealing with. That. Oh, right. No, this is entirely. Oh, right. Yeah. $68 billion. Oh my gosh. I mean, that is. Whenever you're dealing with billions, that's a lot of money. Actually, how much was Minecraft? I know Minecraft cost quite a lot as well. Right, inchum equals 0. So what we're doing is, what we kind of want to do is, if so that's $68 billion because the share price is low. So you're saying that $68 billion, that was actually like a, they were able to get it quite cheap. $68 billion isn't that much. Come on. Oh, right. Oh, just $2 to $3 billion. Barely anything. Yeah. Oh man, I have not read into this. I'm actually kind of excited to actually have a good look into this. That sounds incredible. Right. So, what have I done here? I have slightly altered the card discarding part, so that we have the option, if we want to discard straight from deck, and it does exactly the same thing if we discard straight from deck, except it actually grows it to size before it discards it. Why do we do that? Because at the moment there's nothing to indicate, there's nothing to tell the player that the card has been discarded. So we are growing it to size just to be like, oh, by the way, player, this is the card that's going in the discard pile. Right. I mean, surely they own all of the Blizzard games, so they own all of. Well, I'm not even going to say all of World of Warcraft. That's just all of Warcraft, and which incorporates Hearthstone, World of Warcraft, the actual Warcraft games. Yeah. Right. So now we just got to find references. Okay. Right. So now we want to draw some cards and just check that the discarded cards. It's obvious that the discarded cards have been discarded. Now what? Yeah. Let's go. Let's give this a shot. Oh, Activision as well. God. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Right, nice. Okay. Right. So everything should be the same. We're going to keep 1, 2, 3. No, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is going to be discarded. 4 more are going to be added. and the 5th is going to grow to size and then move to the discard pile. Right. That's fine. That's fine. It felt a little bit quick. And maybe I could even make it bounce a little. But that's okay. Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that we knew that that card was being discarded. Okay, right. Brilliant. Right, okay, we've actually made we've made quite a lot of progress so far today. I'm happy with all this. We're going to I'm going to have a little browse over the other cards that I was looking to put in. And why do you reckon Microsoft have done this? Do you think it's just like like, I suppose, yeah, like, because in my head, I actually always thought when they bought Minecraft, that was like, was that one of the biggest investments to do with computer gaming that has ever been done before? Like, so, yeah, before this was Minecraft up there, because I know that it was like, because obviously I think Minecraft was made by, what was it, just a really, really small team? Right, anyway, where are we up to? Rumbletown. Oh, talking of which, by the way, I watched a film that it was one of these little gems that's on Netflix that's called Greed. I would really, really recommend it. It's actually on a very similar topic to what we're talking about now. It's got literally, if you can think of a good English comedian or comedy actor, it's probably got it in it. It doesn't have Martin Freeman or Simon Pegg, but literally everyone else. It's absolutely incredible. It's really, really good. Right, where are we? Oh, sorry, I'm looking at stuff. Text. This one here. Right, now. Okay, so we have got... so we've made the strategy camp, which we've called Strategy Totem. We've made the army camp, which we've called Angry Chuck. Right, so we got... yeah. No, that probably makes sense. Right, big talk. Okay, so I am going to make a new totem that I haven't actually drawn the pictures for yet. I won't lie, I haven't done that. So we're going to borrow either the Angry Chuck or the Survivor totem picture. And its purpose is whenever you add defenders, you give armor to one of your defenders afterwards. So like, and the upgraded is you give 2 armor, and the one after that is you give 3 armor. Now, I think it's got to have a good name, and I obviously prefer the name Angry Chuck. Right, obviously we can't use Angry Chuck, but we've got to think of a good name for a totem that gives essentially your defenders armor. Like, I might even work on, like, yeah, so if anyone can actually come up with a good name, we're going to use it. Yeah. Oh. Right. Okay. So I'm actually going to start doing the code. Oh, having said that, for me to actually start, I need to come up with a name straight away. Right. Something I kind of want to have the word I mean that would make a lot of sense. What about? Okay, I actually really like it. I mean, the only problem is like this game is copying. Oh man, okay. Oh, this guy. Okay, right. So at the moment, At the moment, this guy is on top of the leaderboard, on both leaderboards in Boxitaire. I put up a genuinely good, solid effort on the marathon, which I reckon I can beat that. But on the classic, he's absolutely destroying everything. My brother is sort of catching up. He's actually got some really good scores as well. Oh. Oh, no, I mean, like, the thing is to be fair, like, because I've got access to the leaderboard, I could actually just alter things to make myself the highest number. Oh, but no, it's not. It's all, yeah. But I like to think that there's no way anyone else can that no one else can actually just scam a high score. I think it's pretty ironclad. Now, going back to the ironclad thing, Slay the Spire, the first character that you can pick is called the Ironclad. I mean, it sounds absolutely brilliant, and I kind of want to call it something like Ironclad Gary. So it's done. Ironclad Gary, done. Okay, yep, right, fantastic. Right, I have. It's decided. We're going to call it Ironclad Gary. And I mean, like, it needs to have a name. Yeah. Right, fantastic. Let's go start putting this card together. Ironclad. I think Ironclad is all. Yeah, one. Ironclad Gary. Yeah. Oh, Iron Clawed. Ah, huh. Yeah, that way we're not using the word ironclad. Yeah, done, absolutely done. I mean, like, yeah, okay, yeah, you changed my mind. Iron Clawed. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Iron Clawed. Yeah, I mean, admittedly, I'm not often keen on making puns, but I think this one we can get away with this. Right, we're just going to give it any sprite. In fact, I want to give it some a terrible sprite to remind myself that I do need to change it. So we're just going to give it this one, just a random thing. Okay, so it costs 1. Okay, all of this is good. Right, I just need to copy and paste all the Ian Claude. The only problem is that's essentially two first names. It's like calling someone John Bob, or Graham Stephen. I think Iron Claude. I think it's just clever enough. I think. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I think we're gonna stick with Iron Claude. Right. Okay. So let's go. So the mana cost is 1. The level is 1. The picture is going to be rubbish. I'm grabbing this text from my other monitor and putting it here. I'm also going to. Oh yeah, I needed to do the card infos for the other, but that's okay. For the text here, we're going to paste plus. I need to actually widen this so I know what I'm looking at. Whenever you add defenders, give armor 2, and then here we'll have key int 1, and here it's going to be armor. Okay. It's a totem. So, oh yeah, rarity, we'll call it rare, I guess. Yeah, yeah, I like it though. I think yeah, that is good. I think kind of like this is kind of what I like. I like kind of because genuinely, right, this isn't just me saying this. When it comes to programming, one thing that a lot of programmers struggle with is genuinely coming up with names for variables or names for anything. Like, the idea is, as much as you want to be funny and kooky and hilarious, often literally your brain just comes dead. So it's like when I decided to use chum, like CHUM, I was like, brilliant, I'm going to use that for anything that I can think of. But like, yeah, that is genuinely a difficult thing, so I do appreciate that. So all of this is good. I forgot to put card infos in before, so we can put one about armor and another one about totems. I think that's all the information that we need, and then we can just duplicate this. So the card level 2. No, that's the mana cost, sorry. The mana cost is still 1, and the card level is 2, and this will be whenever you add defenders, give armor to 2 of your defenders. This number here is going to be 2. And I think that's all the things. No, we just need to change this name as well. So this will be 2 there. And of course I need to just squidge this down a bit. No, maybe not. That's all good. Big Minnie's mentioned there is a pub in St Albans which... Oh yes, nice. Oh, Old Peculiar. Yeah, okay, fantastic, cool. I'm glad. I thought, like, because Old Peculiar was like, when someone introduced me to Real Ale, I realised Old Peculiar was like that was just, it's definitely my favourite. I do like Real Ale in general, but I think Old Peculiar just hits that nail on the head. Right, Ironclad, Ironclad. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, next time I'm in London, I'll give it a shot, actually. It might even be nicer if it's actually on draft as well. Right, I think we've got all the information that we need. So what we need to do next is... Right. So what I'm going to do, obviously, because I haven't drawn the pictures... let's close all this. We're on the Totem Master script. Get totem sprites. I'm actually just going to, for the time being, we're just going to get Control C. Iron Clawed. Yeah, right. It's just going to steal the strategy totem sprites. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. I'm actually like, because I do want, I genuinely do like a sort of nice, yeah, it's like whenever I think Real Ale, like I like to have a lager just to quench the thirst and then actually enjoy a sort of a Real Ale. Right. So it's going to get those ones there. And so... Oh yeah, right. So what we're going to do here... So I could be really, really sneaky here, and literally just put card SO, that's it. I could literally just have card SO. Actually, no, we can. Dot. Oh no, it's the lowercase. Sorry. So what we're doing here, card SO dot key int 0. So yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Oh, fair play. I think that's all we need to do. Right, so what we want to do first is check our card works. We don't have the images for it, and the only way that we'll know that it works is yeah, we want to see if we can create a totem, but we can get rid of these strategy totems now. In fact, why don't I just make life a little bit easier on myself? No. Iron Clawed. Let's go. So I just want to check that we can still create it and it works okay. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so the picture won't mean anything. Because, yeah, it will look ridiculous, but I want it to look ridiculous to remind me to actually get a proper picture. Right, yes, that's what I expected, right. And so it should just create a totem. Oh, yeah, it has. Now, we don't know actually what level it is. Oh, yeah, so we can actually, let's see if we can get hold of the information. Yeah, so that's 3, and this one should be 1. Okay, right. It's actually looking pretty good. Okay, so now we are going to go into our totem master. Right. Let's get rid of all this. We're going to have we're going to do our classic copy and paste and just change some of the words. Get amount of armor to add after creating. This is a long one after creating defenders. Okay. Right. So this will be Iron Clawed. Armor to add. Right. Oh, fantastic. Okay. I think that's fine. So now we've got a function which gets hold of this key number. So the idea is if you have like 3 Iron Claws, like one that gives you 1 extra armor and the other 2 give you 2 extra, it will know that it's 5 extra armor to give. And so this could be really good. And obviously you want this in a deck where you don't necessarily have cards that just give armor, because you can just ideally just give armor to all of the defenders. Okay. Where are we going to use it? I don't know. I've got an idea, though. And I've got a bit of a backhanded way of actually getting to it. Card action script. So what is it? What are the cards? Right near the top, we're going to have cards that just... is it Armoured Enforcers? No. Not Metal Wall, Sustained Attack. I think Guard Recruit. Okay, so summon defenders. So let's go to this definition. keep him on board. I don't know how easy this is going to be. Now, should it actually... I've got to work out... I haven't actually made this decision yet. I want to make it so that whenever you add defenders, after you've added the defenders, you then give armour to some defenders. And I'm trying to work out if it should work when you play armoured defenders as well. Because there's a good chance that you will have some normal defenders on board and you play the armoured defenders, and as a result of playing that, it will react and give your non-armoured defenders some armour. And I think I do want to do that. Oh. Oh. Okay. I think this is going to be easy. I think this is going to be all right. I think all we need to do this should be fine. Okay, so what we do, all these times when we're adding summoning defenders, after we've done all that, we need to add the give armour. And I've just got to work out where convert attackers. I'm just trying to work out how the armour is actually given. So I think we're sort of zeroing in on it. Convert defenders. Okay, it's over here. That's fine. Okay. So what's the easiest way of doing this? So I don't have direct access to this script. So this is, I've got a separate script that gives armor. So I think okay. Yeah, this seems fine. So I'll explain what we'll do. We are going to... Right. So what I kind of want to do is any time that we're summoning defenders, right, we're going to summon and then we have card armor script dot convert defenders to armored defenders. So I think, yeah, so sorry, I'm just talking to myself here. This is quite a difficult thing to work out. So int number of defenders to give armor to equals totem master script dot instance dot get. Okay. If number of defenders to give armor to is greater than 0, then we do this. And we simply just put this in here. And then we just want to while nope. Okay. Right. So what are we doing here? Let me just have a quick look. So when we're at summoning defenders, we're checking to see if we're getting the number of defenders that we want to add according to our totems. I mean, the number of armor that we want to give to our defenders. And then if it's greater than 0, we're then converting that many and waiting for it to be done. However, there's going to be... I don't want to have this big chunky bit of code for every single one of these guard recruits. So I think what we need to do is right at the start here. We've got different ways we could do this. Bool activate Claude equals false. So all we actually really need to do is find all the cards that are giving us armor, and then we just put activate Claude. So right at the bottom, this is going to take a little while. So if activate Claude, then we're going to do a bunch of stuff here. Oh, by the way, this is why I like this is why I prefer C# over Python. See how? I know that I need to put code in here, but I've just left an empty bracket. I can leave it, I can do whatever I like, I can be happy. Whereas if you're working with Python, you don't have the luxury of curly brackets. So you would have to put something in this, or otherwise nothing's going to work. And I just like, this is what I like about C#, in that I've got these curly brackets. I know I'm going to do something there in a bit, but I can come back to it. It's like, so I thought I'd quickly explain that. So I want to just cut all of this. And have all this over here. Yeah, this is fine. So at the end of everything, we just need to check if we're activating Claude. So we just got to find all the cards that are recruiting. All that are recruiting defenders. So window of opportunity. So I think here we're just going to have activate Claude equals true. This one only summons attackers. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit... Okay. I'm not sure if this is the best way of going about it, but this is the way which it feels like the right way. Right. Yeah, like I say, I'm still not 100% sure. So this is definitely a way that we can do this. I just don't know if this is the best way. So Glycerca only actually doubles your attackers, so this one doesn't count. That's something there. Something ranges. That's only converting, so it doesn't count. Convert attackers to armoured attackers. Because, yeah, the problem with what I've got here is we're making what is already a ridiculously way too big I just thought of another better way of doing it. Ah, man, I've just thought of a better way. We don't need to have this boolean at all. And what I want to do actually is, given that I've made this start, because this is, I think, in theory, well, in theory this should work. I have no idea if it will. I want to see if this works, but I'm actually thinking what we could do is add another boolean to the actual physical card itself, which will be something like, does it recruit defenders? And if it comes across as true, then we'll know that Claude will activate. Yeah, I'm not sure yet, but let's see if this does work. Okay. Did I save everything as well? Let's just have a quick look. Okay. So, right, we've got Iron Clawed. Right, so now, in theory, what we're hoping to happen, I didn't actually see how good. Let's just have a quick check. This Iron Clawed is 1. So, when we play this, 10 defenders are going to be summoned, and one of them is going to turn into an armoured one. And hopefully this will shake around as well. Yes! Okay. Alright. Awesome. Let's go. Alright, this does work. This does work. It feels like it's a bit of a cost. So now this adds this and this and turns one of them into that. Yeah, let's go. Let's go create a couple of Angry Chucks as well. Why not? Iron Clawed. Right. I didn't actually see how good that is. That's a strategy totem. We don't need that. So none of this is useful. I haven't actually got that many cards that give us defenders. Let's go just add some stuff. Right, yeah, this is what I want. So, because we've got Angry Chucks, this is just going to be insane, this card, because this will add 8 attackers, 3 defenders, and convert a bunch of the defenders into armoured defenders. Let's give this a shot. Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. Right, yeah, that's awesome. I'm really happy with that. Let's go. Okay. Let's see if I can let's see if we can wipe them out in one go. Because we've got mana for days. We don't really want to play that. And now I like. So provided we can keep this defensive line strong, we're kind of sorted. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Boom. Right. Cool. And I think these rangers will kill him. Yes! Nice. Right. Victory! Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. That's awesome. So... I've genuinely got to work out what makes the most sense, where to actually put it, because this code does work, and I'm happy. Yeah, like, I mean, as I say, one thing which is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, and I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I will obviously need help from other people. Is when I've actually finally put together an actual like game, balancing everything, because like. There is an argument that some cards are like way too good, but I'd rather kind of like sort of have a little play around, think, oh, you know, see if they're actually too good in practice. Because I know that when we were, if you win without taking damage, you should get. Oh yeah, actually, well, okay. Now that is good, and I like that idea. The only problem is Slay the Spire. Why you keep on going on about Slay the Spire? It's not Slay the Spire, but Slay the Spire does have a similar sort of. I think there is a certain reward that you can get at the end if you don't take damage against things. But I could do that. That'd be awesome. Just having a big sort of like perfect. And maybe you get extra. Oh yeah, and by the way, I haven't even dealt with the concept of gold yet, because I do want there to be some sort of currency in the game, like, you know, through each run where you build up gold and you can sort of like alter your deck and buy stuff, which I'm kind of like, and maybe you can get like an extra, say, 50% extra gold or something for getting a perfect. Right. Okay. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, what we'll need to do at some point is right. So let's have a look. So right, I'm trying to work out like if I've actually done all of the cards. Instead of perfect, it should be splendid. Yeah. Then people will be like, "What does splendid mean?" Right. So done. Ah. WordPad is terrible, isn't it? WordPad is really bad. Okay, so kickoff done. Oh yeah, done. Toughen done. Different strategy done. Hold formation. Even though I can't quite work out the purpose of how it's useful, I think it will be good. Done. Ultimate greed. Oh yes. Have I made ultimate greed yet? No, I haven't. Because that's so. I like. So I don't know if I've explained this. What Ultimate Greed is it's a card that's a spell. If you play 3 or more cards in a turn, you gain maximum hit points and gain 10 gold. Now, gaining gold is a whole. And I. I don't want to have microtransactions. The only time when I'm always happy with microtransactions is, like, for example, I mean, there's many games, but say with Dark Souls, when there's like a new expansion where it's like here's an extra few levels. It's like that is when I'm quite happy, you know. But when it's for something that's very sort of finite and limited, I'm never super happy about that. So, like, all of these, like when it comes to gold, this is literally purely within the game. When you've actually started to run up, you can gain gold, which could be useful for that run. But yeah, I want Ultimate Greed to be one of those cards where kind of like, if you've played 3 or more cards, you just gain... But I prefer them as like just get, you know, the next expansion or like get a new character or something like that. To get something that is like, you know, permanent. Oh yeah, I haven't used a bomb Bean Nation for a while. So I think the only card I've got left is Ultimate Greed. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. What I kind of want to happen is... it shouldn't be too hard. Like, the gaining gold, we're just going to ignore. Because... Yeah, no, I think we just ignore um, gaining gold because I haven't even dealt with that concept yet. I want to see if I've actually created a card because I've actually done quite a cool picture for it. No, we haven't. Let's see. I'll see what I'm going to do. I'll see how I feel, like kind of because I'll start putting it together, and if I start running into troubles, I might call it there, just purely because, like, yeah, this is as I say, I'm doing a stream. I haven't streamed for a little while, and I kind of want to get myself back into the swing of things. Right, I definitely did have a picture for Ultimate Greed. Yeah, this one here. Hold on, is my head going to be in the way? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, no, yeah. So you can't really see it too well, but it's just it's a bean with lots of coins and stuff going around. Because I mean, there's a card in Slay the Spire which is like, as much as it's, I can't even remember what it's called. It's called something like Feast or something, where if you finish off an enemy with this attack, then you gain some extra maximum life. But it's like, you sometimes absolutely destroy yourself to make sure that you get it to work. And I kind of want another card like that, where it's really good if you can get it to work, but you need to have played three cards to get it to work. And obviously it vanquishes itself, so that you can only do it once per combat. Right. Let's start putting the text together. Can't remember what any of it is. Let's have a look. So I'm just going to copy and paste that there. And we've got, it costs 1 and it's a spell. Yeah, I think that's all we need. Okay. Oh yeah, oh fair play, man. Oh yeah, cool. And by the way, I'll get on top of the leaderboard soon. Yeah, but yeah, seriously, yeah, really cool. Thanks for sticking by there, man. Does vanquish 2. Need to make this a little bit bigger, and this one to be 10. So that'll be, I think both of these we can just put as misc. Doesn't matter too much. Card infos. Vanquish. I think that's all we need. I think we need 3. So, yeah, we're just kind of getting all the text so that it fits. Okay. Oh, that's quite useful. Cool, it looks like I've actually dealt with this to a certain extent already. Okay, maybe, yeah, can't remember. Anyway, right, let's go Control D. And how does it improve? It's level 2. I think we decided 7 maximum hit points and 15 gold. that will be 7 and 15. And I think that's all we need to change. We can just add the next one. Okay, card level 3. Maximum hit points 10. I think it's 20 gold. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to deal with the whole gold concept because, you know, that'll be another thing. So all I'm going to do, all the cards going to do at the moment, is give you maximum hit points. Okay, I think that's everything we need to do there. We just need to work out how to actually gain maximum hit points mid combat. Okay. So, how do we do that? So what's actually controlling the... let's go move all this back. I think game info script, if we go into here, Town Heart, Life Current. So I think what we need to do is have a... So here is... This is... Even though it doesn't look anything too, like, sort of special or anything, this is like critical information that is being transferred from one fight to the next. So when we're adding like maximum life, that's obviously going to affect it after the battle. So I think we should have a function here which is public void add max life int max life to add, and then a boolean which should be also add to current life, I think. So why have I put that boolean there? So if we actually break down different games, when you level up, some games you level up and you get to full life, or like when you level up or you get like max hit points. Some of them are like, you go to full life, which I don't really want to do. Some of them are you add maximum life and but your current life remains the same. And the third is you add maximum life and your current health goes up by however much. So let's just say you've got 40 out of 50 life, and then you gain an extra 5 to maximum life. The current life will go up to 45, and I don't know. So I just kind of want to... I put this here so I've got an option. Town Heart max plus equals max life to add, and if also add current life, it doesn't quite work there, does it? No, that's fine. We can actually... that should be no problem. Town Heart current plus equals max life to add. And I want to do, even though there's almost no reason to do this, I'd rather for safeties have if Town Heart current is greater than Town Heart max, then Town Heart current equals Town Heart max. There's no real reason because that should never really be the case, but I'd rather have that as a safety thing. Okay. Right. So now... This has been nice, actually. I say it is good because it's been a little while since I've done some streaming. It's nice to suddenly like to just get back on. Right. Okay, we're going to have a look at this. Probably not that particular thing. The life bar in general. Edit script. Okay. Public void. It just occurred to me now, actually. I've done all this stuff on here, but this will only really be useful when we're outside of combat. But I like the fact that I've done this, because at the end of the battle, all of the data from our life is going to be transferred onto this. So this isn't actually that useful. You know that thing that I've just spent the last 10 minutes doing? Well, we don't need it. Add max life. Oh. Because I'm trying to work out how lazy I could be, because it's like I'm trying to work out if I can just set up life bar, like, because a lot of what's going on here is kind of what we want to do. At what point are we calling this? Final references. I tell you what I'm going to do. I feel kind of bad in saying this. I'm going to have a little debug. I've realised this actually requires quite a lot more brain activity than I think I have today. Somehow the max life. So I'm actually going to leave a debug here, so that like, because I don't think I've quite got the brain activity to be able to do this. This requires just a little bit of me sort of going over. Yeah. Oh, cool. Yes. Oh, Hans Shadow. Oh, yes. Welcome to the stream. Oh, awesome. Oh, wicked. Yes. So, you know that sort of thing, because I've realised it's something which I do quite often, where I'm like, here's a big complicated thing that I'm looking to do after I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. And I'm like, I've done all these sort of like little easy bits surrounding it, but it's actually going to be surprisingly difficult. Genuinely, like, welcome to the stream. I don't know if you've seen the game at the moment. It's right now. I keep telling myself it's not Slay the Spire, right? It's just a game. The idea is you have a bunch of cards. You've got an enemy that's going to like chase you. There's a few too many numbers. It's like, that's his life bar, that's our life bar. And you can have... These are effectively... If you've played Slay the Spire, these are like powers. And you can have like attackers and defenders. And like rangers are ones that can attack even when they're sort of far apart. I haven't made a sprite for this, but these are called Iron Claws. Which mean that we can give armour eventually. Oh, this is a terrible hand. This looks a bit better. So we're sort of building up an army together, and because we got Iron Clawed, we got some armoured stuff, and it will all make sense in a little while. I think you're right. To be honest, the actual text. This is a font that I made quite literally about 4 years ago, and it was the most basic font that I could sort of come up with. What I should be. The only problem, the advantage with this font is you can have like each letter takes up regardless of whether it's like an I, which is just a line, or a W, each letter takes up the same amount of space. That's why I kind of made this font. Just purely because whenever you're trying to fit things in, it makes it a lot easier if you know each letter takes up the same amount of space. So we're trying to sort of build this up. We've actually built up a little bit of an army at the moment. Let's see, I'll just do a little bit more. And now I've got a card called Toughen. Oh yeah, right. Anyway, I'll show you the basic combat is. Yeah, oh nice. Yeah. And it just makes it so, because I know that when you're actually programming as well, each letter is the same distance apart, which makes life a lot easier when you're trying to get through things. Anyway, so it looks like I've actually kind of like... you won't be able to get to see too much of the game because I've built up too much of an army at the moment. So he sort of comes crashing down, and then I've got a bunch of attackers that sort of do their attack. And I haven't got as far as making a victory screen yet. Or I have, but it's just not that good. So this is what I'm working on, and like at the moment I'm just making a bunch of new cards. And then I think soon I'm actually going to start turning it into a game. I've made almost enough cards, and I was going to make... I think I've literally got like... Oh. When you say centered text, do you mean... Because this is why I love coding, because I'll be honest, I've learnt so much just like from this. Do you mean as in... let's have a look. Sorry, I'm trying to sort of pan in. So if I can select this, I think it's this one, isn't it? Yeah. So I've got it. Yeah. So yeah, I see what you're saying. Like I know that I've got the alignment here. I could have it like left or something. Is that what? Yeah. All right. I don't know why I'd want that. I thought centre just kind of makes more sense. But I'm not sure yet. Yeah, but no, I see what you're saying. Like, I think, like, but one sort of thing. The only reason I created this text was purely because it's like I just need a text where it's the same distance apart. Because if ever, like, I've made a bit of code, which is probably quite basic sort of code, to make sure that it's like whenever you have a certain number of characters, it ends and goes to the next line. Whereas it's going to look a bit ridiculous if all of these are different sort of widths apart. It also makes sure that there's a space in between each one as well. But yeah. Yeah, sorry, the reason that's a terrible picture is just to remind me to actually make a picture for that. But like, no, you are right. Like, it's something where it's more just like... I mean, I don't want to say that I founded this game on using as many lazy tricks as I can get, but one thing though, which I've got to say on reflection, creating a font is surprisingly, it's actually surprisingly difficult if you're trying to create a font on Unity. I should have just found a font and made one, but I decided to create one, and actually trying to get all the coding is really difficult. So, what about yourself? Are you a game developer? Be cool, like and like do you stream and stuff? Oh yeah, I think I picked the most difficult possible route in order to create it, where I had to put each character in one by one, and it's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. Oh, awesome. Oh, wow. I'm excited now. What games have you made? And yeah, do you stream as well? Right. Oh, nice. Okay, awesome. Right. I haven't worked out how. I think, can I... as soon as I've worked out how to follow you from this screen here, I will do that. That'll be cool. It'll be nice to see. So yeah, so check out your stream and stuff. But yeah, it's been really cool. I think what I'm probably going to do now, I will probably end the stream now, just purely because I've realised the next big thing I need to do is work out a way of adding maximum life mid battle, and which probably isn't that difficult, but I just don't quite have the brain power to do it. Oh, nice. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. Is that like on? You can do that on stream? Because yeah, that'd be cool actually. Might sort of tag along. That'd be awesome. Anyway, right, rock and roll. We're at the end of the episode now. I've actually made quite a lot of nice progress on this, but I think I will probably call it here because I'm absolutely exhausted and and I can't do the next bit. But I will catch you guys. Yeah. Oh yeah. No problem at all. It's been awesome. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah. Thanks everyone for sticking around. I am going to. I'll do the classic try and sort of smoothly raid and struggle miserably to see if I can raid someone. Oh yeah, that's just yeah. So just a very slowly. How does everyone else do it so easily? Fair enough. Actually, I suppose what I could do. Let's have a look. I'll pick someone that's a developer like myself. Following. Oh my gosh! How does everyone else do this so easily? There we go. Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. This looks a bit like Unity. Yeah, let's give this one a shot. Right. Okay. I have no idea how to do this. So, / raid space. Oh, wicked! Yay! Oh, thanks for the follow, man. Right. Okay. Right. Does this work? Yeah. I'll see you later. Really cool. Thanks for stopping by. Right. Yes. Fantastic. It works. Okay. Brilliant. Right. Yeah. Right. We'll raid this guy because he looks pretty cool. Right. Awesome. Right. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye.
Thank you so much for that raid. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the Daily Code Fund. You may be having commercials, so I may be talking to no one yet. I hope you don't have commercials. Nope, pre-roll is still... The bean people are raiding, says Gleason. Well, welcome in. What in the world is this language? This is SQL. I'm speaking English. Hello, Kotu fan. However, we are writing an application or converting an existing application from MVC to Blazor using .NET. Yeah, so I'm using the SQL Server Object Explorer in Visual Studio while I prepare these queries because I wanted to be able to show my development database and not give away any of my connection information for my test and production databases. But yeah, welcome in. Hope you had a great stream. What do you do on your stream? If you're going to be hanging around, I know that usually when people end their stream and they raid someone else, it's like the end of their day, so no need to, like, if you have stuff to do, do it. I don't want to hold you hostage. But let's do a quick shout out. Do you have any clips? I don't see any clips. Anyway, yeah, just welcome. Check out your channel. Myself. Doing game dev. Card drafting roguelike game. Card drafting roguelike game that involves defending a town populated by beans. Also, why not download Boxitaire on the App Store and play Play Store. Awesome. Oh, dang it. Why did I close that? Excuse me. I definitely love watching game dev. Do you actually, not do you actually, which tools do you use? Are you a Unity developer, Unreal developer? Unity, it looks like. I'm trying to learn Unity because I want to do augmented reality development, and I love watching people coding in Unity. So like right now I'm watching a guy named Simple Game Dev, who is fantastic, and he is currently running around in Unity building up these levels for his game that he is sending out for testing and stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to generate a report. So I'm currently at work, just so you know. I am doing my regular job, and I'm responding to emails right now for stuff in other apps. On this stream, we were working on, as I mentioned before, converting from .NET MVC projects using .NET Framework 4.7.2 to Blazor projects, and these are all web development applications. But we have like 7 or 8 web applications that we're working on, and 3 desktop applications, which one of them is now a web application. One of those 3 desktop applications is a web application. So right now we're working on this one called R-Track, but I just was given I got an email this morning saying that they need some information from this HasTrack application from the database itself. Glisten says, I like the chill background music. So this is from Soundtrack by Twitch. So these are songs that you can play on Twitch without needing to worry about stuff. So even if you create a VOD and you have the music with it, then you should be fine. But that's Soundtrack by Twitch, hooks directly into OBS. And it displays what song is playing in Twitch for you. So that's nice. He still didn't tell me, is it Zach or just Zach? Says, nice, I use Stream Beats, but I might check that out. And hi, DC Aggie, happy Thursday. It is Thursday. But yeah, I'm going to finish up this query real quick. It's just Zach Fear. Awesome. I need to write that down because I'll forget. Not on purpose, of course. Yeah, I usually just keep track of who I've seen on Twitch and what day I saw them. this query is kinda it's a little much. I mean, it's fairly simple as far as SQL queries go. It's just a couple of if-thens when you're doing a select, and then just a bunch of left joins on to get lookup table values. Might be a better game, a better name. Gosh, I can't speak. But yeah, did I greet you, Hans Shadow? Hello to you. Hello to Co2fan. Pass to you. Pass to you. Zach. Here. Go. Pasta. Almost there. Pasta. Okay, is that everyone? Listen. Unshadow. Awesome. Alright. So I need to apply, or I just finished applying this to both the test and the production servers as well. I need to take this definition